Having the faith to be as part of the whole, I sometimes fear the loss of myself. Having the faith to be as myself, then I fear the loss of the parts. Faith is not something that you simply believe. If you simply have faith on what you believe, your beliefs may even be wrong. Sometimes you put your belief on something that's not right. You believe in somebody without even knowing the person. And when you realize that that person is not trustworthy, you lose faith. That's not real faith. Faith should be based on facts, truth. First, know the truth, not simply believe it. Know it well. Convince that, yes, that is the fact. Then you put the faith on it. Then it stays permanently. So here, what is the fact? You are not a separate individual entity. You are always part of the whole cosmos. In fact, nothing is separate, isolated as a single entity. Even the modern science proves it. We are all nothing but cells of the whole cosmic body. Whether we know it or not, we are constantly interacting. Everything, not only the people, everything. Now say, take a flower from this. Take this far apart to that corner. Give a shock to this flower, you will record a shivering in this plant here. It's being proved scientifically nowadays. Cut a leaf into two halves. Take hundreds of feet away one half of the leaf. Give a shock there. The other half of the leaf records a shock here. Do you know such experiments? Everything. Edgar Mitchell has proved it very well in his foundation. A teaspoon of yogurt taken far away from the cup and given a shock there, the yogurt that is in the cup gets the shock. Can you imagine? It's hard to believe. But still there is some sort of umbilical cord connecting them. Likewise, we are all connected. We are all threaded together. Like a big cobweb. Cosmos is like a big cobweb. We are all particles of the cobweb. You shake one end of the cobweb, the whole cobweb shakes. So it's a fact. When you know that fact, then you don't even have to have faith. You know it. Yes, that's it. It's not that you simply believe. But the question here is, if I believe that I am a part, I seem to be losing myself. In one sense, yes, you are losing and not losing. As a part, you are not losing. As a whole, you have lost yourself in the whole. It's a white hole anyway, not a black hole. Because when you feel that you have lost yourself in the whole, did you get lost really? Are you not still inside the whole? What is it that you lost? A drop of water falls back into the ocean. What is lost there? The water that made the drop is gone? Is it lost? It is there, but not as a drop. What it lost is only the name drop. You simply drop the name, but essence is still there. So it's not that you got lost. Your separate identity got lost. Your feeling of separateness is lost. If you know that, then you won't hesitate to have that kind of loss. The question might be, what is the benefit? The benefit is you are simply a drop before, now you are an ocean. Is it not a great benefit? Before that you are simply a drop in the bucket. Now you are a full ocean. That is the aim behind all these practices. You get absorbed in the whole and you become the whole. Instead of a little, you become everything. You are no more something. When you lose that something, you feel that you are becoming nothing. Yes, in one sense, you became nothing to become everything. If you realize the truth of that, you would rush to become the whole. It's not again becoming the whole, you are already the whole. You will rush to remember that. It's not something that you have to become newly. You are already the whole, but you simply have a wrong identification that, oh, I am just myself, little. So, remove that ignorance of your separation, and then you feel the whole. And when you feel you are the whole, you get all the qualities of the whole. You can express the quality of the whole. In a sense, in a devotional language, when a devotee ceases to be a separate devotee and feels that he is God himself, he experiences all the qualities of God. It was there already. Because of his feeling of separateness, he was not able to experience that. You have all the God's qualities already. Nobody had to give you anything new. It's a wrong attitude even to say that, oh, he gave me something. He gave me enlightenment. He gave me the experience. He gave me the knowledge. He gave me the power. It's not that nobody has to give you anything. You have it already. If there is somebody who should give you something, give you this knowledge, give you the knowledge of knowing that I have already everything. There's nothing new I have to get. I am simply limiting myself because you have been simply given a sort of costume and you have been given a name, so you get stuck with that and say, oh, this is all me. I'm nothing more than this. That little shell that you have created yourself should be broken. You have created a shell of your own. You break it, immediately you realize, oh, how big it is, how big you are. That's what you call the bondage. Breaking the bondage created by your own wrong thinking. So you see, by losing that individuality, you don't lose anything, you really gain a lot. So if you know that clearly, you won't even want to be a part anymore. You will want to feel the whole as soon as possible. In a devotional language, once I've said this many times, to repeat, a great devotee, a Saiva devotee, I think by name Manikya, he once said that, Lord, Tandadundannai Kondadendannai Shankara Argolo Sadurar. You accepted me as a little fragile, insignificant being, and in return you have given yourself to me. It's a business. You took me 100%, you gave yourself to me 100%. It's a fair business anyway. When I give 100% to you, you give your 100% to me. This is a transaction between you and God. But in this transaction, who is the real benefactor? Who gains more? God is not going to gain anything by having your 100%, maybe a little more extra nuisance. But when you gain 100% of God, you are the biggest profiteer. That's what he says. In this business, who is clever? You or me, God? Certainly me. Because I got you, you just got me. With me, you are not going to do anything, you are not going to achieve anything, and I am going to be a big botheration to you. Constantly you have to work with me. You have to rub me, scrub me, clean me. I'm so dirty, so mischievous, rebellious. You're going to have terrible time with me. But with you, I'm going to have wonderful time. That's what he teases God. It's very true. In a way, people who come into places like this, ashrams, and join them should feel that way. By your giving yourself to an organization like this, the organization is not really gaining anything. If at all it gains a little more problem. They have to work on you constantly. Face all your whims and fancies and crazy things. But by doing so, you get the whole organization. Before you come, you just probably a small termite. After coming into the ashram, you become an ashramite. Huh? Yeah. See how mighty it is? Huh? That's what. So we don't lose anything by giving ourselves for a great cause. All those so-called great people were the people who gave themselves, their little self, to a great cause. And that's the reason why the whole world adores them, appreciates them, follows them. Because they are no more little ones. And that's what we ultimately have to do. But our little ego doesn't allow us, oh, I don't know, if I give myself, what will happen? Who will recognize me? I'll lose my importance, my individuality. Individuality. And so you keep your individuality until you get tired of that. Yes, it doesn't bring any great thing for you. It constantly bothers you, your individuality. And then when you get tired of this, oh, get lost. That's what, get lost. You get yourself lost in the big one. That's what I say, go, get lost. Means lose your individuality and get lost in the big ocean. Even if somebody says get lost, it's not a curse, it's a blessing. You have to lose yourself to gain yourself. When the little self dies, the big self is experienced. Die to live. You have to die to live. What you live now is a little live. It's not real life at all. It's a life in a cocoon. Break the cocoon, come out, you'll become a beautiful butterfly. Yes. Until you break it out, you say, oh, I'm comfortable, cozy here. You don't really relish the beauty of the outside world, how beautiful it is, how big it is, how free it is, how much you can fly. So one day or other we are placed in such situations that would force us to break our shell, break open our cocoons and come out of it. And then look at, is that the dirty place I was living in? What a restricted place. There's a joy in that. You become universal.